Good evening, everybody. So, today I have a few different videos to do. The first one is a book review, and the second one is going to be part of my classics that's read on TV series. The book review I wanted to start with is The Happy Life of Isadora Bentley. This book was recommended to me by Jess and Emmeline at These Lyrics and Lines, and I wanted to thank them so much for recommending this book to me. The writing is beautiful. The relationship buildup between Cal and Isadora and her 10-year-old neighbor Daphne is very sweet. I also thought Marty was a really sweet character. Emmeline and Jess can't seem to determine whether or not Marty, the older senior citizen guy, reminds them of a character from The Holiday, which is a movie I haven't seen, or Carl from Up. So this book is super cute. I didn't have time to, I can't really annotate this book because it's a library book that I have to bring back, but two passages that really stood out to me were in at the end of chapter 33, on pages 335 and 336. My heart has been there for so long, I'm not sure how to let it go. The little girl stands and walks over to me and throws her arms around my waist and squeezes. I hold back tears at the tender kindness and hug her back, thinking that yes, she has absolutely the answer to prayers I fell asleep praying for all these years ago. Please, God, just bring me one good friend. Delilah pulls away and gives me a sad smile. I kneel down in front of her and look her straight in the eye. I really love you, Delilah. I know to a 10-year-old, having the love of your weird neighbor does nothing to quell the pain of a boy's rejection, but it had to be said. I had to say it. Darby steps forward and takes her hand. What do you say we let these two get back to their date? Lie? Darby leans towards me. You look beautiful, by the way. Thanks, Darby, I say quietly. She thanks Cal, and after they leave, a deafening silence fills the room. He walks over to me and takes me in his arms, holding me for a long moment. He kisses the top of my head and then leans down and whispers, "Who hurt you, Isadora?" And there it is. So, Isadora starts this book as a really closed-off and introverted character, but through her experiment finding the 31 ways to make people happy, she develops the relationship with Cal, who is another scientist at the research lab that she works at, and Delilah, who is a 10-year-old daughter of her friend Darby, and also the senior citizen Marty, who she meets at the research lab she works at. He's like a scientist. He's an older scientist at the lab that she works at. So I really love the dynamic and how these relationships build up, and I just think this book is so wholesome. And it really makes you ponder and think about life and what truly makes you happy. So I haven't answered the discussion questions yet, but once I do, I will mention... Actually, let me try to answer one of the questions now. One of the most important lessons Isadora learns is that in many cases, happiness is a choice. How can you be intentional about choosing happiness in your own life? I think how I can be intentional about choosing happiness in my own life is like picking and choosing who I am friends with and who I want to be around. Because sometimes I struggle with fights between my friends and the willingness to jump in and help when I know I shouldn't be helping. And I know that really annoys people. So I think in order to make myself happier, I just need to back off and not get involved in other people's fights and let people work things out themselves. So, Courtney Walsh is a new author for me. She will be an auto-read author for sure. I gave The Happy Life of Isadora Bentley 4 stars, but it can easily be rounded up to 5. I love her writing. I love the character development. I love the whole experiment that Isadora runs about finding ways to be happy. So I highly recommend this book. It's a contemporary women's fiction / romance, and it's really good. Please read it. Have a great night.